Alidar, he's moving too, and Alidar comes like a shot into third.
Fusaichi Pegasus will roll into Kentucky as the favorite in the Derby.
And here it is. The 37-year wait is over. American Pharoah is finally the one.
You know, Richie, there aren't too many big races, or any races really. I remember fondly having nothing to do with a wager. The 1989 Belmont is one of those races.
Well, you were one of the biggest Easy Goer fans, as many other people on the East Coast in particular. But it seemed like he was unlucky in the Derby because he caught a track he didn't favor. Then he was unlucky in the Preakness in a pitched battle with Sunday Silence, and this was some redemption.
It was redemption. It's exactly what it was. And listen, it probably took me 20 years to admit that Sunday Silence could possibly have been as good as Easy Goer. Forget about better. I mean, it was an amazing story because not only do you have the Phippses, but a horse Easy Goer, he's foaled at Seth Hancock's Claiborne Farm. He's a 2-year-old champion, 88. You've got Sunday Silence, you've got Arthur Hancock's horse next door. I mean, this was one of the great rivalries in racing.
Oh, it truly was. And the thing that differentiated them was Sunday Silence was shifty. He can make multiple moves. So tactically, he was at an advantage to Easy Goer. Ability-wise, they were pretty close. What I think is interesting, though, look at Easy Goer's pedigree there. Alidar, out of Relaxing, who was a really good race mare, by Buck Passer, which was probably Ogden Phipps's best horse, at least until Easy Goer.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. I mean, it's great to see that, and you see that in so much of the Phipps breeding. So many horses they've run all along. We see the dams that we remember so well, the Voyageur in here. And I guess one of the reasons it was hard for me to admit, aside from my incredible love for Easy Goer, was you knew what a great talent Easy Goer was for a long time. It wasn't until the Santa Anita Derby, at least for me on the East Coast, that I'd even heard of Sunday Silence. I think Houston may have been the favorite in that race, and he blew him away in there. So it was almost hard to believe that there was another horse as good as Easy Goer, much less better.
Yeah, no, it is interesting, and I think if you look back on this crop from a historical perspective, even aside from the top two, Sunday Silence and Easy Goer, it was a pretty strong crop of 3-year-olds.
No, I agree. There were nice horses out there, but Easy Goer just made so many of them look ordinary, and that's the problem. So here comes Sunday Silence, and he was a clear second choice in the Derby, and he won that race decisively, but as you said, it was a muddy track, and Easy Goer was unlucky in his 2 races at Churchill Downs, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, as well as the Derby, were running muddy tracks. And then the Preakness, as you said, which was a devastating loss. But getting home to Belmont, I can just remember, and we'll see it in this race, when Easy Goer assumes command, just a huge smile erupting on my face.
Well, I mean, you know, we talk about pace of races. This is very legitimate to fast pace here for Belmont Stakes. 47 flat, 111. And Easy Goer's right on top of Sunday Silence pretty much the entire race. And it became a test of stamina, and I think that was Easy Goer's strong suit. And plus the wide sweeping turns of Belmont really suited him because he could run the entire turn.
Absolutely. I mean, this was a track that was built for Easy Goer. It's sort of amazing when you think about it. And Aqueduct, to a certain extent, I think, was similar to that he could take those turns very easily. But you're right. I mean, you look at this one, you compare it to some other races like the Breeders' Cup Classic. Yes, Sunday Silence gets a little away from Easy Goer, but he gets about a length or so away from him. He doesn't get 2 lengths in front of him, and Easy Goer is ready and waiting.
And right here, you could just read Pat Day's mind. He's just kind of like licking his chops. He's going, oh boy, I got him. It's just a matter of how far. And you think, we talk about pedigree. Now, both horses were well bred, but you want to talk about a horse that was bred to run as far as they write the races. That was Easy Goer.
Yeah, no question about it. And Sunday Silence probably didn't want the 1.5 miles as we head down to get the call from Marshall Cassidy.
Is third. Easy Goer gets clear by 4. Sunday Silence remains in second. Le Voyageur, the horse from France, is third. It's New York's Easy Goer in front.
We know he was New York's horse, but you see how hard it was for Sunday Silence to even get by Le Voyageur. And I don't want to take anything away from Le Voyageur because he ran a race that would have won some Belmont Stakes. But this wasn't the best of Sunday Silence, to be fair. And as you said, the distance so much fell into Easy Goer's lap, but that's the Easy Goer that we love.
Well, absolutely, that big, long stride. And, you know, Pat Day, not a guy to get too excited, but I think he was also looking for some redemption as well after that loss in the Preakness. And he actually got after Easy Goer, rode him out here, which was uncharacteristic for Pat Day, but 226 flat. This was a serious and legitimate Belmont.
I think it's the second fastest Belmont in history. This was an amazing performance. These were very, very fast horses, true greats, Easy Goer and Sunday Silence. And I imagine for trainer Shug McGaughey to be able to win this race after the Derby and the Preakness and the disappointments, but win it at home for Mr. Phipps had to be just an incredible relief for him.
Look how young Shug is there, too. And just,
you were all young back then.
Right on the precipice of greatness at that point, you know, because he was just really writing that Hall of Fame resume.
Well, it's incredible, the horses he had back then. If you look at the horses they had, especially in the late 80s, it's an unbelievable embarrassment of riches. But Shug McGaughey, one of the great trainers of all time, and there he is with Pat Day, and there's Mr. Phipps.
And you know what? And this is what we grew up watching. You know, these kind of connections, particularly the Phipps family, such an important part of the history and the ongoing writing of history in New York racing for as far as I can remember. And I remember the first time I ever got to ride a horse for the Phipps family. You just felt special being in the black with the cherry red cap.
Yeah, I remember you winning the Gotham for them on Survivalist, I want to say.
Yeah.
And yeah, they had so many great horses here. But Easy Goer, a horse we've talked about before, and I think we'll remember forever.